Imagine this, you invest in XRP today. Months later, its value explodes. We're talking about a potential surge to $120. This isn't a pipe dream. Analysts are buzzing about it. The question is, could it really happen? The crypto world thrives on volatility. Sharp drops and meteoric rises are part of the game. XRP in particular has a history of surprising investors. Remember 2017? Hold on tight as we explore the potential of XRP hitting $120 and what it means for you. This isn't just about getting rich quick. It's about understanding the forces at play. It's about the future of finance. And XRP could be at the heart of it all. Get ready for a wild ride. EGRAG Crypto, a prominent voice in the crypto space, has made a bold prediction. They believe XRP could hit $27 by September 2025. That's not all. They foresee a correction, a dip down to $5. But hold on, because then comes the real fireworks. A surge to an astounding $120. These numbers aren't pulled out of thin air. EGRAG Crypto backs their prediction with technical analysis. They're looking at historical patterns, chart formations, and market indicators. It's not just about gut feeling, it's about data. Of course, predictions are not guarantees, but when an experienced analyst like EGRAG Crypto makes a call this bold, it's worth paying attention. The crypto market thrives on speculation, and this prediction is sending ripples through the community. Could this be the beginning of XRP's most explosive chapter yet? EGRAG Crypto's prediction isn't based solely on charts and lines. They're drawing parallels to a historical event that shook the crypto world, XRP's performance in 2017. Back then, XRP went on an unbelievable run. It started the year at a mere $0.0062. By the end of the year, it had skyrocketed to $3.80. That's a mind-boggling increase of over 6,300%. EGRAG Crypto sees a similar pattern emerging today. They believe XRP is on the verge of another massive bull run, potentially even bigger than 2017. This is where the concept of fractals comes in. Fractals are patterns that repeat themselves at different scales. EGRAG Crypto believes the 2017 bull run could be a fractal for what's to come. If history repeats itself even partially, XRP at $120 might not be as far-fetched as it sounds. To understand EGRAG Crypto's prediction, we need to dive into the world of Elliott Wave theory. This theory, developed by Ralph Nelson Elliott, suggests that financial markets move in predictable wave patterns. EGRAG Crypto identifies 5 distinct waves in XRP's price action. Wave 1, the initial surge from 50 cents in November 2024 to $3.39 in January 2025, a whopping 578% gain. Wave 2, the current consolidation phase, a natural retracement after a strong move. Wave 3, the projected surge to $27, driven by FOMO, fear of missing out and wider adoption. Wave 4, a correction anticipated to bring the price back down to around $5. Wave 5, the grand finale, the explosive move that propels XRP to $120. Each wave has its own characteristics and significance. By understanding these waves, traders and investors can anticipate potential price movements and make more informed decisions. Of course, Elliott Wave theory is not foolproof. It's a tool, not a crystal ball. But when used correctly, it can provide valuable insights into market sentiment and potential price targets. Section 5. $27 XRP, a $1 trillion earthquake in the crypto market. Let's talk numbers. If XRP reaches $27, its market cap would exceed $1.5 trillion. To put that into perspective, that's larger than the entire GDP of Canada. This surge wouldn't just be about XRP, it would send shockwaves through the entire cryptocurrency market. Bitcoin and Ethereum, the 2 largest cryptocurrencies, would undoubtedly feel the impact. A $27 XRP would signal a massive shift in investor sentiment. It would mean that institutional investors, hedge funds, and even retail investors are pouring money into XRP. This kind of price movement would solidify XRP's position as a major player in the financial world. It would no longer be just another cryptocurrency, it would be a force to be reckoned with. The implications are huge, not just for the crypto market but for the global financial system as a whole. Section 6. What happens if XRP hits $120? Brace for impact. Now let's take it a step further. What happens if XRP actually reaches $120? The impact would be nothing short of seismic. We're talking about a complete paradigm shift in the financial world. XRP would no longer be just a cryptocurrency. It would become a global reserve currency, rivaling the US dollar. The implications are staggering. Central banks, financial institutions, and governments would have to adapt to this new reality. The way we think about money, finance, and global trade would be forever changed. Of course, this is all speculation, but the possibility, however remote, is enough to make anyone's head spin. The world as we know it would be different, and XRP would be at the center of it all. Section 7. Bitcoin and Ethereum. Feeling the heat from XRP's rise? As XRP's price surges, all eyes are on Bitcoin and Ethereum. These 2 crypto giants have dominated the market for years. But could XRP's rise challenge their dominance? Some analysts believe that a significant price increase in XRP could lead to a flippening event. This is where XRP overtakes either Bitcoin or Ethereum in terms of market cap, becoming the new king of crypto. This scenario, while still speculative, is becoming increasingly plausible. XRP's unique features, its growing adoption by financial institutions, and its potential to revolutionize cross-border payments make it a serious contender. The crypto market is no stranger to surprises, and a world where XRP reigns supreme might not be as far-fetched as it seems. Section 8, a word of caution, navigating the crypto rollercoaster. Before you rush out and invest your life savings in XRP, remember this: the cryptocurrency market is highly volatile. Prices can fluctuate wildly, and what goes up can come down just as quickly. EGRAG Crypto's prediction of XRP reaching $120 is just that, a prediction. It's not financial advice, and there's no guarantee it will come true. Investing in cryptocurrencies carries inherent risks. It's crucial to do your own research, understand the technology, and never invest more than you can afford to lose. The crypto world is full of opportunities, but it's also a minefield. Proceed with caution, manage your risks, and always be prepared for the unexpected. Section 9, the future of XRP. To $120 and beyond? The future of XRP is uncertain, but one thing is clear: it's at a pivotal point. The next few months and years will be crucial for its development and adoption. If EGRAG Crypto's prediction holds true and XRP reaches $120, it will have a profound impact on the world. It could revolutionize finance, empower individuals, and reshape the global economy. But even if it doesn't reach those astronomical heights, XRP is already making waves. Its fast transaction speeds, low costs, and scalability make it a viable alternative to traditional payment systems. The journey to $120 and beyond will be filled with challenges and uncertainties. But one thing is for sure: XRP is a cryptocurrency to watch. Its story is just beginning.
Inside the logic, why EGRAG believes this time isn't different. Elliott Wave theory is the foundation here, a framework that says markets move in 5 major waves: 3 impulse waves up, 2 corrections. Wave 1, optimism returns. Wave 2, weak hands get shaken. Wave 3, the explosive media-fueled rally. Wave 4, the correction before the climax. Wave 5, the euphoric final push before reality crashes the party. And EGRAG believes we're now between Wave 2 and Wave 3, the calm before the detonation. Fractals don't guarantee anything, but they show up again and again in nature, in human psychology, and in financial markets. Because at the end of the day, markets aren't just charts and numbers. They're driven by fear, greed, and raw emotion. Will lightning strike twice for XRP? Or is this just a perfect storm rewrite? Skeptics are quick to point out that XRP's 2017 explosion was born in a perfect storm. Retail investors discovering exchanges like Binance for the first time. ICO mania turning every vague white paper into $1 million funding frenzy. And a market largely untouched by institutional oversight. Fast forward to 2025, and the game board has shifted dramatically. We now have Bitcoin ETFs, regulatory agencies tightening their grip, and major financial institutions accumulating crypto exposure behind polished boardroom doors. So the question is, does this new landscape dim the fireworks or supercharge them? Well, that depends on your lens. Some argue that institutional capital brings stability but caps growth. Others say, once regulation greenlights the runway, it becomes rocket fuel for explosive upside. Can XRP realistically hit $27 by September? Let's stress test the projection. To reach $27 by September, XRP would need to surge roughly 12 SARS in under 5 months. Not impossible. Bitcoin leapt from 5K to 20K in 2017 after all. But today, XRP is a different animal. Even a 2x move now requires tens of billions in new capital. So where would that liquidity come from? A strong candidate: resolution of the ongoing SEC lawsuit. That legal cloud has acted as XRP's anchor and ankle weight for years. A decisive victory, or even a settlement with clear regulatory guardrails, could flip sentiment like a switch, unleashing pent-up demand. Utility, the real engine behind price. Another pillar of EGRAG's case, real-world utility. Ripple's on-demand liquidity, ODL corridors, continue to expand, especially across regions like Southeast Asia and Latin America, where traditional cross-border payments remain agonizingly slow and expensive. Ripple's own 2024 reports show ODL volume spiked 30% quarter over quarter, despite the legal overhang. That means demand for XRP is growing organically, powered by cost-cutting efficiencies for banks and institutions. If these banks start bragging about slashing remittance costs on CNBC, retail investors won't need much prompting before they smash the buy button. The ghost of 339, breaking through psychological barriers. Then we hit the big chart, ghosts. January's peak of 3i39 still looms like the ghost of Christmas past, etched into every XRP trader's psyche. But if price breaks above it with conviction, it could trigger a flood of buy-stop orders, many of which have been sitting dormant since 2018. That's the kind of breakout event that could ignite a parabolic run, just like Ethereum did when it smashed its 2018 high in 2021. And don't forget, round numbers like $5, $10, and $20 are like neon-lit bullseyes for algorithmic trading bots and TikTok retail hype alike. The harsh dip, from 27s down to 5. Healthy or horrific. Now here's the twist that gets traders sweating. EGRAG predicts a crash from $27 down to $5. On paper, that sounds brutal, but in practice, it could be textbook Elliott Wave behavior. Markets rarely climb in a straight line. They surge, correct, consolidate, and surge again. In 2017, Bitcoin plunged 40% multiple times en route to its 20K peak. Ethereum sliced in half more than once. A brutal Wave 4 pullback isn't a death sentence. It's a reset. It wipes out over-leveraged trades, rebuilds conviction, and hands latecomers a second chance. Emotionally preparing for that turbulence is what separates disciplined investors from panic sellers. Market cap liquidity, what actually moves price? Let's clear up a common misconception. Market cap doesn't represent liquidity. It reflects valuation at scale. It's simply the circulating supply multiplied by the asset's price. That means price dictates market cap, not the other way around. If you're serious about understanding price movement, forget the vanity metric and focus on what truly moves markets: supply and demand. I emphasize this regularly inside our free Discord community, where we break down price action with real analysis, not recycled headlines. Volatility lessons from Amazon to XRP. Want perspective? Back in 1997, Amazon went public at $18. A decade later, it tumbled from $90 to $35 during the financial crisis. Critics called it a bloated dot-com gimmick. Fast forward to today, it's trading over 50 times higher, and early investors are picking out private islands. The lesson? Trajectory matters more than temporary turbulence. And if EGRAG's 5-year Elliott Wave thesis proves accurate, a $5 XRP in 2026